I have a great one for you all today. It is a $5,000 grant. If you don't know what a grant is, it is debt-free money that you can use to grow your business, which makes it better than loans and better than business credit. And so if you're wondering, how do I get started with grants? There are a few steps that you want to do before applying to a grant that I'm going to share with you today. And so after completing the steps, you'll have a strong foundation so that you can go out and apply to these grants with confidence, especially this $5,000 grant. And so the first step you want to do before you can apply to this grant is develop a growth mindset. And so a growth mindset sets the tone that anything is possible. And so if you are watching this video right now and you haven't won a grant yet, I want to encourage you and speak belief into you that winning a grant in 2025 is possible and will happen if you set the intention that you are going to learn, grow, and improve so that you can become the person that wins grants. All the grant winners, identify yourselves in the comments. And so having the energy that you are ready to win is the most important step that you've got to get before you go into any grant application. But now that you have it, let's move on to step 2, and that's setting up your business properly with your state. So in order to set up your business properly, you will need an LLC or a corporation. Most business owners go for an LLC because it's the easiest business entity to set up. I personally have an LLC. And so you can easily set up an LLC by using a business formation company. And so Taylor Brands, an all-in-one business builder, can help you set up your LLC step by step. And you can learn more about them by going to the link in my description. And so now that you have your LLC set up, it's now time to open up a business checking account. One of the best business checking accounts for business owners that are seeking funding for their business is Bluevine. Bluevine is a fintech company that puts small business owners first. So if you're looking for a really good online business banking option that supports business owners and has funding options like a line of credit and a business credit card, then Bluevine is a great choice. And you can get it set up for free, and it takes less than 30 minutes of your time. And so having a business checking account that's separate from your own personal checking account is not just important to win this grant, but it's also important for your business, especially when tax time comes around. And so having a business checking account is a non-negotiable and something you need to do, especially if you want to win a grant, which moves us on to step 4, and that's downloading my free business grant checklist. And I've poured hours into this checklist to make sure that it included step by step the entire grant application process from the very beginning, which is finding grants, all the way until the very end when you're sending the grant sponsor reports because you have successfully won the grant. And so if you're looking for a step-by-step walkthrough on how to find, apply, and win grants, then this is the business checklist that you've been looking for. And if you're looking for insider tips on how to make your grant application stand out from the other competitors, I have a special bonus that I will mention at the end of this video. So make sure to give this video a like and watch the very end. And so now that you have a strong business foundation, it's now time to apply to this $5,000 grant. And so the organization sponsoring this grant is Brava. You might have heard of it before. It used to be known as Cadence Cash, but now it goes by Brava. And after spending hours looking through the website, I understand why they made a brand and name change, as they're providing business owners more support when it comes to using technology as well as financial education. And so Brava has consistently given small business owners grants to help them grow their business. And this quarterly grant is no different. And so the deadline to apply to this grant is January 31st. And so in order to be eligible for this grant, there are a few requirements that you and your business need to meet. The first requirement is that your business must demonstrate a positive impact on your community. This could be creating new jobs, improving on existing products, or creating new products and services. And so if your business supports your community in some way, you should meet this eligibility criteria. The second eligibility criteria is that they prefer businesses that have been in business for at least 1 year. But don't worry, if your business has been in business for less than a year, you are still able to apply to this grant, but you really need to make sure in your grant application, you emphasize how your business is going to be around for the long term, because longevity is a concern when it comes to new businesses. And then we have the third eligibility criteria. And so in order to apply to this grant, it is preferred that your business be making at least $35,000 in annual revenue. If your business is making less than $35K, you can still apply to this grant, but you do need to be very clear on how you can use this grant money to grow your business and get it over that $35,000 mark. And then for the fourth eligibility criteria, your business does need to positively help or impact underrepresented communities. And so when I say underrepresented communities, I want you to think woman-owned businesses, minority-owned businesses, veteran-owned businesses, or any community that has disadvantages when it comes to how the majority of the population is treated. And then for the last eligibility criteria, your business does need to be a legally registered business in the US and conduct its business in the US. And so once you get that LLC set up, as mentioned earlier, this is an eligibility criteria that you will be good to go. And so those are the 5 requirements that your business needs to meet in order to apply to this grant. If your business doesn't meet those requirements, that's okay. There are a lot of grants available, and I know there's a grant out there with your name written on it. And I'm going to share with you in a little bit how you can access over $100,000 worth of grants for free. And so before you rush off to apply to this grant, I want to mention what the grant judges are looking for. And so in your grant application, you want to make sure to clearly state on how you'll use a $5,000 grant to better support underrepresented communities or lead to inclusive economic growth. And so the grant judges will score your grant application based off 3 criteria: community impact, business viability, and alignment to mission. And so you want to make sure to cover all 3 points as you're filling out the grant application. And so now I do feel confident that you have the information and the resources you need to go out and apply to this $5,000 grant. But if you want to apply to more grants, just like this one, then I'd like to introduce you to the Business Creator Society. This is my free business community where you'll have access to courses, other business owners, and grants. And so you will have the essentials you need to start, fund, and grow your business. And so if that sounds of interest to you, I cannot wait to get to know you more in my community. Thank you so much for watching, and make sure to watch this video right here as it'll walk you through how to use AI in your grant application.